Hi there, I am in a different place today, so it's a little bit noisier, and since it's noon, the clock tower is telling everyone. So today we're going to talk about thoughts become things and the conundrum with thoughts become things. So here's the thing, and this is the most important part of this, is that we have 50,000 to 75,000 thoughts every single day, and 95% of those thoughts are held in the subconscious mind. So that means we're only consciously aware of 5% of those 50,000 to 75,000 thoughts per day. And so if we're intentionally changing our thoughts, we're only scratching the surface. We're only consciously able to change. Even if we were able to change every single conscious thought, that's a very, very small amount compared to how many thoughts we have every day. And so if we are working diligently to change our thoughts, we're only working with those 5%. And so the question becomes, if thoughts become things, and the majority of the thoughts that are going on I'm not even consciously aware of, then what the heck are we creating with those thoughts? What are those thoughts that we cannot access? What are they creating more of in our life? And if we aren't thrilled about what's going on in our life, has something to do with what those subconscious thoughts are, okay? But I have a solution. Like, the whole point of this conversation is to bring our awareness to the fact that, okay, if our subconscious mind is at the helm for thoughts becoming things, then what we need to do is we need to find a way to make the subconscious more conscious. We need to find a way to access those 95% of our thoughts so that we can start directing them into the direction of more of what we want. And how do we do that? We do it with our environment. Our subconscious mind gets the majority of its cues from our environment. So our subconscious mind uses the 5 senses to get information and tell us how to respond. And so the most primal example of this is when we smell smoke, the subconscious mind puts us into alert mode. And so the subconscious gets its data from the environment. And so we can use our home to access the subconscious mind. Our home is actually a programming partner to the subconscious mind. And so when thoughts become things and we aren't able to access 95% of those thoughts, our home comes up and says, I can help you. I know how to work with the subconscious mind. I am the programming partner of the subconscious mind. And that's what my work is all about. It's getting really curious and aware of how our environment, room by room, is communicating with our subconscious, and using our home, room by room, as the programming partner to the subconscious that it is, so that we can start directing those subconscious thoughts into the direction of our desires. So first, I'll tell you, if you're interested in dipping your toe into this, type book or books into the comments, and you can get my series of books. They're short. And then the other thing is, if you're like, okay, I just need to know what my home is communicating and I need to understand the philosophy around this, type Blueprint. And it's a 3-hour course and you can dive in. If you're like, okay, I'm all in and I want more, then type Masterclass and you will get my Power of Home and Mind Masterclass, which goes into the philosophy of this, and then also offers a 50% discount on my Reset program. So just to recap, for those of you just joining, the conundrum with thoughts become things is that we can work all day, every day, to change our thoughts, to change our life. And when we do that, we're only scratching the surface, because our conscious thoughts are only 5% of the thoughts we have every day. We have 50,000 to 75,000 thoughts every day, and most of them are held in the subconscious mind. So if thoughts become things, that means whatever the program is happening in our subconscious is becoming things. Those thoughts are becoming things too. So our 5% conscious awareness is creating thoughts that will become things, but the majority of our thoughts are in the subconscious mind. And that means the subconscious mind is creating whatever is happening in our environment. And so we want to focus on how to access the subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind gets the majority of its data and cues from our environment, from our home. Our home is actually a programming partner to the subconscious mind. And so if we want to access those subconscious thoughts, and if we want to point them in a direction that's aligned with our desires, we start with the environment of our home. And we start to bring our awareness and curiosity to how our environment is influencing the subconscious thoughts that are turning into things. And so our home is a great guide and blueprint for accessing the subconscious mind and redirecting the subconscious mind. And so this is the conversation that no one is talking about. We're talking about how thoughts become things and how we can change our thoughts to change our life. But the conundrum is the majority of our thoughts are in our subconscious, and we can't access those until now, because I have a system for using our home as a way of making the subconscious more conscious and redirecting those subconscious thoughts so they're aligned with what we want. If you're interested in learning more, type blueprint in the comments below. You could also type masterclass to get my free Power of Home in my masterclass, which explains all of this. And if you're just joining, I am going to save this recording and you can watch it from the beginning to the end later. We're talking about the conundrum of thoughts become things. And if thoughts become things, but we have 50,000 to 75,000 thoughts every single day, we're only consciously aware of 5% of those thoughts, then how can we access those thoughts that we're not even consciously aware of? Like those thoughts that were embedded in the first 7 years of our life are running rampant in our mind. And so those are the thoughts that are creating the things that are showing up in our life. And so even if we change every single thought we're consciously aware of, we're still just barely scratching the surface of those thoughts that we're having every day. And the great thing is our environment, specifically our home, is the programming partner to the subconscious mind. And so if we want to really make some deep progress into changing our thoughts and changing our life, we want to get curious about this language that our home is communicating. And that's what my work is all about. It's all about the interplay between the inner home of our mind and the external home where we live, and how we can calibrate that and how we can align them so they're both supporting and encouraging and even accelerating our desires. So if you want to learn more about this, type blueprint in the comments below, and I'll send you a link to my blueprint program, which basically takes you room by room through your home and shows you the interconnected relationship between each room and what's showing up in your life. It's a 3-hour course, and it'll definitely get you started. Hi, thanks so much for saying hello. And then the next layer would be to type masterclass, and you will get my Power of Home in my masterclass, which takes you through the science and how my signature program works, the reset. So if you have any questions, please reach out to me, and I hope you enjoyed this. If you think other people would benefit from it, please feel free to forward to them. All right. Thanks so much. Have a great day.